Okay, results are coming out from the August exam. So the move to computer-based testing has given some wings to the results, as opposed to taking almost 8 weeks. This is a lot quicker. The Institute sent, this was posted on LinkedIn last week, sorry, 2 days ago. I'm pretty sure everyone got it because they got a lot of followers here. And I'm sure they hit other media outlets as well. Level 1 results on October 4th, that is on Tuesday. Level 2 is 1 week after on the 11th. And Level 3, we're still at November 1st, roughly about 7-8 weeks from the last writing of it, because there is a human element to it in grading the structured response questions. So let's have a look at what our options are, because there is no level 2 in February. There is a level 3 in February, but if you pass level 2, hey, that's tight. Level 1 did not pass. Well, then you make a run for February. Now, you got to balance this with the cost, right? I see no reason why you wouldn't make a run for February, leaving the cost out of it, because you're already there. It's not as if you're starting from scratch, so you probably only need 2 or 3 more months to get to where you need to be. So you can make a run for February. Registration closes November 9th, but there is no early registration here, so you're looking at $1,200 versus $900. That might be a price you're willing to pay, the extra $300 to get that done in February versus May, but if you're price sensitive, you don't like the $1,200, you'd rather have the $900. Early registration here closes November 2nd. So if you're going to write for May, you have 30 days, roughly from the time the results come out. What is that, 28 days? You got 4 weeks to get that done at $900 US. If you are going to write in February, you have till November 9th to get that done. That's for those that did not pass. If you did pass, well, congratulations. You move on to level 2. May is your earliest time. That's lots of time for May, by the way. Early registration November 2nd, so you got 4 weeks, and you can lock in that $900 US for May. If you're level 2, you'll get your results out on October 11th, 1 extra week later. If you did not pass, well, level 2 is only written in May, so you then proceed up here, and this is the rules that you'd be following. Early registration for November 2nd, that would only give you 3 weeks to decide that you want to write as opposed to 4, and it locks in the $900. If you did pass, you move to level 3. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky in terms of making your decision. So we'll cover this in a second, but let's just jump to level 3. If you passed, well, you're done. Get out of here. You shouldn't even be listening to this anymore. You're gone. If you did not pass, well, February is 111 days. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't make a run for February because, again, like level 1s who didn't make it, you're not starting from scratch. So you just need a few more months. 111 days is enough time. 111 days is from November 1st because you're not going to find out till November 1st. But level 2, you find out October 11th, so you have 132 days to the exam. Registration closes November 8th. It is $1,200 because the early registration is gone. 2 negatives here. You're paying $1,200 instead of $900, and it's only 132 days. So if you didn't follow a tapering strategy, which is after you finished your level 2 exam, you picked up at least 1 section on our site for level 3, and maybe you've already got 1 whole section behind you. If you haven't done that, that's tight. That's really tight, 132 days. But there is no May level 3. You got to wait all the way till August, and on CFAI's site, August registration is not open yet, which means once you get your results, maybe by the time the results are out on the 11th for level 2, maybe they will open the August registration, but from what I checked tonight, it's not open. However, even though it's not open, if you go to our site and you want to subscribe to our site for some of the content, the exam date is available on our site. So you can select the August exam date as saying, I'll be writing in August. So the setup on our site will be for August. And then once August opens, you can register with CFAI. $900 US will be the price. I don't know when registration closes because registration's not even open yet. But again, maybe on October 11th, when they release the results for level 2, they'll also update the site with open registration for August. I don't know. So it's all the way to August. That's a lot of time. But 132 days is just not enough time. You got to make that call on your own. There's not much that I can do there. I'm apt to think that August is just as good. What's the rush for this is a higher risk proposition. We're going into the last quarter of the year. There's increased volatility in the market. If you've got a job, it's probably all hands on deck. You're going into the Christmas holidays. I think 132 days is just a little too tight. I would be leaning towards August when that registration opens. However, for level 3 that did not pass, I see no reason why you need to wait all the way till August. You got 111 days to get that done. I think you're okay. It's 1,200 versus 900, but it's a difference of 6 months here. So when you think about $300 over 6 months, it's only $50 a month really that you're spending extra to get it out of the way in February, as opposed to having it hang over you all the way to August. And you are not starting from scratch. There is one more benefit for level 3. Your exam has changed starting in February. I'm sure you all have received the email by now, but the exam format has changed, which I think is an advantage. So let's have a look at that. Okay, here it is right here, mixing of essay. And I don't like the word essay because it's not essay. They're structured response. Essay makes it sound like you're writing out a whole bunch of stuff, and you're not. But they like to call it essay. The mixing of the essay and item set questions within each of the 2 sessions of the level 3 exams. So we'll just read and then we'll explain the logic here. Essay and item sets will be mixed within each of the 2 exam sessions. So each session will either have 6 essays and 5 item sets, or 5 essays and 6 item sets. The order of the question sets within each session will continue to be random. So it might be essay, 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 item set, item set, item set, item set, essay, essay, item set. Doesn't have to be essay, item set, essay, item set, essay, or 6 in a row followed by 5. They'll just be randomized, but it'll be 6 and 5 or 5 and 6. Previously, the first session was all essays. The second session was all item sets. Level 3 overall will not change. 11 essays and 11 item sets, 12 points each. This is a candidate-friendly change, as candidates consistently have more trouble finishing the essay session in the allowed time than the item set session. By mixing them, candidates should be able to answer essay questions using some of the previous early finish time on the item set questions. So this is how it used to be. You'd walk in and you would have a structured response exam in front of you, 11 questions at 12 points each for 132 points. You take your break, you come back for the next session. There'd be all vignettes, 11 vignettes at 12 points each for 132 points, and then you would be done. Typically, candidates run out of time here, but they have extra time here. Well, the whole exam is 4.5 hours. Well, wouldn't it be nice if you could use all 4.5 hours? Here you run out of time, here you have extra time. Wouldn't it be nice if you have extra time to say, can I now go back and apply my extra time over here? Well, that wouldn't work out because, of course, you left the exam center in the middle of it and you could look stuff up. So how are we going to get this done? Well, you just fold them into each other. So session 1 will still have 11 questions at 12 marks each for 132, but they will be mixed. So that this extra time you have over here, some of it will be available in this session, some of it will be available in this session. So however you want to do it, when you get into that exam, you say, let me get all the structured response out of the way first, then I'll fly through the item sets. Or you could say, let me get all the item sets out of the way first, and then I'll have all that extra time, for the structured response. So I think that is good because you do end up with more time here. Well, wouldn't it be nice to apply it over here? And I think this is a fair way to do it, is to interleave them in both sessions. With that in mind, if you did not pass in the August exam when you get your results November 1st, I see no reason why you wouldn't make a run for February. with this new format and the extra time, it might be just enough time, along with 111 days of review and upgrading your skill sets on certain sections, and then this extra time on the exam to make it through. For some candidates who aren't sure whether or not they're going to even register for 2023, but would like to start studying and then make the decision to say, well, I could register for this exam over here and then start studying to that exam. Or I could start studying and when I feel good, register for an exam. That's a nice way to do it, right? You can still do this on our site if you're level 2 or level 3. As long as you are a CFA candidate, we will allow it. What you will do for level 2 is you will pick the longest dated exam for 2023 on our site, which is November. Choose the November exam and pick up a section or two and start preparing for your level 2. You may find that by the time you get to February, you might say, you know what, I'm ready for May. Well, then pick May. If not, then you just keep going and you say, well, at least I have November in my sights. Same with level 3, you'll pick the August because there is no November. You'll pick the August and you'll start studying. And if by January, actually you can't. You got to make your decision by November. So forget it for February, but at least this helps you, prepare for August. If you have a couple of sections and you're not ready to write for August, you can always spill it over into the next year, as long as you are a CFA candidate. What we don't want are non-CFA candidates doing this because they use a lot of resources and some of them are there for the wrong reasons. So if you say to yourself, I want to prepare for the next exam, I just don't want to register for the next exam, that's fine. You can subscribe on our site, and when you're ready, you register. Since all of our subscriptions now are 1 fee to pass, and you do have a deferral that you can use. CFAI allows you a deferral. We allow you a deferral. You're covered. Anyways, that's it. Good luck to all level 1 candidates on Tuesday. For all level 2 candidates the following Tuesday. And for level 3 candidates, well, whatever's left of your nails, keep biting them. It's going to be another 28 days for you.